Hi, grade 9. This is a quick review of the first quarter lessons that we have discussed. Again, you should watch this before answering the summative test. Para sa mga estudyanteng hindi nakakapagsagot ng module o hindi kompleto ang naipasa, bukod sa pagsagot ng summative test, ay dapat din kumuha kayo ng 15 keywords na makukuha nyo mula sa video na ito. So for the first quarter, we have talked about the cardiopulmonary system and genetics. Now, cardiopulmonary system is made of two systems, the circulatory system and the respiratory system. Now, your cardiopulmonary system, when they work together, pag nag-work daw sila together, they deliver oxygen to the cells that our body needs for energy. So we all know that ang dugo partners with the digestive system to give nutrients to the cells, but it works with the respiratory system to deliver the oxygen that our cells need. Remember that oxygen is the source of energy for your cells. If walang oxygen, then your cells won't have the energy to reproduce and to do its function. Now, oxygenated blood is blood enriched with oxygen. Ang tawag daw natin sa blood na filled with oxygen is oxygenated blood. And it appears to be bright red. The more oxygen, the brighter the color of the blood. Now, what deals with oxygenated blood is the left side of the heart. While the oxygenated blood means that blood has less oxygen and it is concentrated with carbon dioxide instead. So it appears to be dark red. Again, the oxygenated blood, konti lang yung oxygen and mas marami ng carbon dioxide. Kasi that means nag-travel na yung blood sa ating katawan, dumaloy na yung dugo sa ating katawan. That's why it's now concentrated with carbon dioxide. That's why it appears to be dark red. Now, pulmonary circulation naman involves the movement of blood from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. Kapag in between heart and lungs lang, that is pulmonary circulation. And the one responsible for that is the right side of the heart. Now, the parts that are involved in pulmonary circulation are vena cava, right atrium, tricuspid valve, right ventricle, pulmonic valve, and pulmonary artery. So here is a picture of the pulmonary circulation. So in the picture, it shows na there is an exchange of blood between the lungs and the heart. Next is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation naman is the movement of blood from the heart to the rest of the body. Systemic circulation involves the following parts: pulmonary vein, left atrium, mitral valve, left ventricle, aortic valve, and aorta. Now, in the picture is how the blood or how the heart pumps the blood throughout the body. So, systemic circulation involves the circulation or blood flowing from the heart going to the body. So, alam natin ang responsible dyan ay ang left side ng ating puso. Now, there are different diseases or conditions that are that happen because of some defects in our cardiopulmonary system. The first one is asthma. Now, asthma is a condition in which your airways narrow, naninikip daw yung daluyan ng hangin, at namamaga, and swell, and may produce extra mucus. So, naninikip yung daluyan ng hangin, namamaga, tapos nagpo-produce ng mas maraming plema. So, that is asthma. The next disease is the COPD or the chronic Matagal, obstructive, nakaharang, pulmonary disease. Now, it is the name for a group of lung conditions that cause breathing difficulties. It may include emphysema. Pag sinabi natin emphysema, damage to the air sacs in the lungs, and chronic bronchitis or a long-term inflammation of the airways. So, emphysema is damage to the alveoli. Right? While chronic bronchitis, ito naman ay yung pangmatagalan ng pamamaga ng lahat ng daluyan ng hangin sa iyong katawan. The last condition is what we call angina pectoris or chest pain, pagsakit ng dibdib due to heart disease. So this happens pag pagod na ang puso mo and when your heart muscle doesn't get as much as blood as it needs. So pag hindi na nakukuha ng puso mo yung kailangan niyang oxygen at dugo, it will work hard hanggang sa mapagod siya and you will feel pain in your chest. So that pain is called angina pectoris. Now, the circulatory and respiratory systems work together to circulate blood and oxygen throughout the body. The circulatory system needs oxygen from the lungs to pump the blood around the body, while the respiratory system supplies oxygen and gets the oxygen from the air into your bloodstream. So they should work together in order to give your cells the oxygen that they need. The next topic that we discussed is the idea of cell division, which is an introductory topic to genetics. When we say cell division, it means that cells divide. In the picture, there is a cell na nahati sa dalawa until it divides into two cells. So cell division happens to replace old, dead, and damaged cells to grow. Now, genes, inside each cell are genes. Genes are the basic units of inheritance that determine the characteristics of the individual. And then these genes carry the information that can be passed from one generation to another. So, each of your cell that is dividing, marami tayong cells sa katawan eh. There are trillions of cells. And each cell carries what we call genes or has a copy of our genes. Ibig sabihin ng genes, parang siya yung nagdadala ng information kung ano bang magiging itsura mo, kung ano bang magiging mga katangian mo. So, each of that, or it has copy para sa bawat isang cell. May kopya bawat isang cell. Now, genes are located in long molecules known as the oxyribonucleic acid or the DNA. Now, your genes, this information are found in what we call DNA. Now, this DNA carry information that determines our characteristics. So, saan naman natatagpuan? Now, these DNA are located in what we call the nucleus or the control center of the cell. And then they carry information that determines our characteristics. Now, each chromosome is made up from DNA. We said before that there are 23 pairs of chromosomes or 46 chromosomes all in all. The last pair of chromosome will determine the gender of the human being. Now, male chromosomes have XY, while female chromosomes have XX. In humans, normally, one ovum or one egg cell is fertilized by one sperm cell. So, isang egg cell, partner niya, isang sperm cell. Hindi pwedeng mga liwa, hindi pwedeng dala-dalawa, di ba? To form only one zygote. So, yun, pag mag-isa ka lang ipinanganak, ibig sabihin, there was one egg cell and then there was one sperm cell. However, there are cases that twins happen. So, the first type of twin is identical twins. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, there was one egg cell, isa rin ang sperm cell, but as it divides, it rapidly divided, mabilis siyang nag-divide yung cells hanggang sa dalawa ang nabuo na embryo. Okay? Next, how about yung fraternal twins? Ito yung mga kambal na hindi naman magkamuka. Now, for the fraternal twins, there are 2 egg cells fertilized by 2 sperm cells. That's why they don't carry the same genetic information. Kaya hindi sila magkamuka. Pwede rin silang isang babae, isang lalaki. And the last one, the last evidence of cell division is the Siamese twins. Ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo na hindi kompleto yung pagkakahiwalay nung katawan nung kambal. Bakit? Because as the cell divided, kunyari nag-divide siya ng nag-divide. At the last stage, bigla na lang huminto yung cell division. That's why the body did not continue to separate. So, ang tawag doon ay Siamese twins. Now, in summary, cell division is the process that cells go through to divide. When cells divide, they make new cells. Kapag nagdi-divide daw ang cells, ay magkakaroon ng bagong cells. A single cell, yung isang cell, can make 2 cells kapag nahati sa dalawa, and then mahahati pa ulit to make 4 cells. So, bakit ba nagdi-divide ang cells? In order to promote growth, reproduction, and variation in heredity. However, there are unique situations like the occurrence of twins, which can also happen because of some situations in cell division. Again, I hope you learned something from the first quarter, and for those na nakakapag-submit ng module, if you're confident, answer the summative test. Para naman sa mga hindi, you have to answer the summative test and write 15 keywords that you heard from this video. Thank you, grade 9.